Palazzolo Acreide is a town and comune in the province of Syracuse, Sicily. It is 43 kilometers from the city of Syracuse in the Hyblaean Mountains. History. The area around Palazzolo Acreide was settled by humans since very ancient times. In the 11th–10th centuries BC, the Siculi lived here in small villages. The town occupies the site of the ancient Acrae, founded by Syracuse about 664 BC. The city was important as it controlled the paths of communication with the towns on the southern coast of the island. According to Thucydides, the Syracusans defeated the Athenians here in 413 BC. In the treaty between the Romans and Hierato of Syracuse in 263 BC it was assigned to the latter. After the Roman conquest, it became a civitas stipendiaria, and was still prospering in the course of the early Christian age. The old city was probably destroyed by the Arabs in the first half of the 9th century. The new city was built around a Norman castle, no longer extant. An earthquake in 1693 destroyed almost all of the city, which was slowly rebuilt in the following centuries. Ancient city. The ancient city lies on the hill above the modern town, the approach to it being defended by quarries, in which tombs of all periods have been discovered. The auditorium of the small theatre is well preserved, though nothing of the stage remains. Close to it are ruins of other buildings, which bear, without justification, the names Naumachia, Odeum and Palace of Hiera. The water supply was obtained by subterranean aqueducts. In the cliffs of the Monte Panetta to the south are other tomb chambers, and to the south again are the curious bas-reliefs called Santoni or Santicelli, mutilated in the 19th century by a peasant proprietor, which appear to be sepulchral also. Near here too is the necropolis of the Agricoro della Torre, where many sarcophagi have been found. About 5 miles north lies Buscemi, near which a sacred grotto has been discovered, and also a church cut in the rock and surrounded by a cemetery. Economy. The economy of Palazzolo Acreide relies mainly on agriculture and farming of cattle and sheep. Main sites: Church of St. Sebastian, Basilica of San Paolo, Church of Santa Maria della Medaglia, Church of San Michele. It is a typical example of minor Sicilian Baroque, with a notable belfry closed by a cupola. Church of the Assunta or Immacolata. It has a convex facade and a single nave interior, with rich decorations. It houses a statue of the Madonna, in Carrara white marble, sculpted by Francesco Lorana in 1471–72. Church of St. Anthony, unfinished, with a neo-Romanesque facade. The Chiesa Madre. The first document attesting its existence dates from 1215, when the church was dedicated to Saint Nicholas. It was largely rebuilt and redecorated after the earthquake of 1693, with a neoclassicist facade. The interior is on the Latin cross plan, with a nave and 2 aisles decorated with precious polychrome marbles. Antonino Uccello's Museum House. It houses artifacts and remains from the peasant civilization of Sicily, including working tools, glass paintings, wax statues and others. Palazzo Capellani, where the Archaeological Museum is site. Grotto of St. Conrad, a small church carved in a cliff, on the site where the hermit Corrado Confalonieri retired in the 14th century. Traces of mosaics and the base of the altar remain. Il Teatro Greco di Acrae. People of interest: Francesco Carpino, Cardinal; Giuseppe Fava, investigative journalist, playwright, essayist and anti-mafia activist that ultimately was murdered by the Sicilian Mafia; Antonio Uccello, poet and anthropologist; Silvia Salemi, singer; Carlo Gaetano Giuliano, politician; Turigolino, trumpeter and composer.